What's up everybody, how are we doing? Big Steve here again from the ranch. Just thought I'd give you another little video update because we're pretty much done for the year now. So I just wanted to record sort of where we're at so that we can take a look back on it. And then when we go again next year, we can see where we left off. So that's the front of the house with all the plants along the front there and down the side and stuff. And then the front garden, cool, that sun's right in the old face. We've still got a little bit of grass to sow on the front there, which is why that compost is down. So just waiting for that to go. You're right, Derek. And then this is the new bed, which I've changed about 3 times in the middle, which we've currently got the geraniums in, and that's looking quite nice. But yeah, I had hydrangea in there at first, but it didn't like the being in the sun all day, so you've got to put something in there really that's you know, all right with being in the sun all day, because we do get loads of sun around the front. Around the back's a lot shadier, but so yeah, so that's that. And then we've got obviously that's the camellia over in that small bed there, and then this is the main bed, which we've got Mum's Rose in there, and then that's the big hydrangea, which again really suffered from all the heat and the sun this year. So I'd like to move it around the back, but Dad says that if I take it out, it'll die because it's been in there too long, it's too well established. So I have to see, but it kind of feels pointless because the leaves, I don't know if you can see, come closer, the flowers, they just get absolutely singed, and it's kind of, it feels like a waste. So I don't know, I'll have to think on that and see. But yeah, still looks pretty good, all things considered, because this has been the driest summer in forever. But yeah, and then that's what Prego did for us around the side there with the sleeper beds and all that. Looks really nice with the runaway bride in the corner with more geraniums in there. So yeah, a little water fountain and stuff. And then just down the front here now, we used to have the wildflowers in here, but as you can see now, we've got just, you know, a few salvias and whatnot in there, just really a bit of mulch just to make it look a bit nicer, a bit easier maintenance. So that's that. And then another, so this, look at this, right? Got this dahlia a few weeks ago. Check this out. Look how amazing that looks. That was $12.99. Crazy. You can get some really good value plants if you shop around and look. And then this is one of my favorites as well. So that is an Alstroemerium Indian Summer, and I think that is an absolutely gorgeous plant. And I think in around about January, February time, I can literally take that out, chop it in half, and make 2 plants out of it. So that'd be quite cool. And then I just got to show you a close up of the Hulk. So this is a Coleus. I think I paid like 5 or 6 quid for this. Look at the size of that. You probably can't tell on the video, but that is huge. The only trouble is, got to be quiet, they don't like the frost, and there's a very, very good chance that they will die off in January, February, when we get the frosty weather. As soon as it goes below about 10 degrees really, they start to not like it, but once you get the frost. So the only way really is to either move them in a greenhouse or inside if you can, keep them alive during the frost, or what most people do, especially with the bigger Coleus, is you take a cutting from it and then you grow that on, and then that's how they keep it going really. But they're quite cheap to buy, so we'll see. I've bought some frost covers that I might chuck over it and see if that works, and if it does, great. If not, then just buy some new ones next year. So heading off around the back now. Recently put some new type 1 0 to 2 mil dust down to around the side and the back here to finish that off. Haven't bothered whacking it down because, in all honesty, I couldn't be asked. But I just feel that we're not looking for the perfect finish anyway. Just something nice, you know, to walk on. And the rain does such a good job. I mean, I did a fairly good job of putting it down. You know, I was quite careful, raked it all out quite nicely. And then the rain itself does a really good job over time of just compacting it down good enough for what we need, because we're not planning on putting a patio or anything like that over it, for not in the short term at least anyway. So I think this will be good enough. And then the sleepers around the front, gonna get those, Craigo hopefully is going to do that next year, gonna put those all around here and all around there, and then where that kind of slope is, that's where we'll have a nice sleeper step going up, and that'll finish this bit off. That'll be sorted out. We've got the drains all done now as well. This dust, I put it down thick enough so it's come up and quite level with the drains, so that they're not sticking out and tripping over it, and we straightened it and leveled it as well, so that it all looks nice. So that's done. That's my planter that I built with the tree in there. It's growing nicely. I don't know if you can see the little berries on that. So they're quite cool. So that's that. And then I tidied up the garage as well. So there's a lot more space in there now. Hoping to make enough room to put a freezer in there, so I can store some more pizzas and stuff. But a couple of my little plants. I love that hydrangea. This is, I forget what this one's called. Oh, so yeah, you pronounce this Leucotho or something like that. Firestar. I don't know, but yeah, that's what that is. It was one of the first plants that I bought. I'm not overly fond of it, but you know, it's all right. And then a couple of begonias down there that I bought them on sale, 2 bulbs, planted them both. One seems to have taken, the other one not. So yeah, we'll see how they go. Right, and then this is where most of the work's taking place over the last 4 to 6 weeks, was around the back here. So the path is now all finished. So as you can see, that's now all done there and all up the top. So that's got a layer of 20 to 40 type 1, and then, you know, the slightly bigger stuff like 2 to 6 mil, and then the dust on top of that. And again, I haven't whacked it down, I've just wet it with a hose pipe and gonna let the rain whack it down. Did a good job of putting in the nice edge in, got in there, so that's sort of keeping it, you know, quite nice. I think it looks pretty good. And then the most recent job that we did last week was got another 1.5 tons or so of topsoil and a dozen bags of compost and some grass seed, and we've now grassed the rose garden, and that's what we're just waiting now for that. The grass literally just started to come through, so as long as it, you know, stays warm enough, which I think it will do, and then get some showery weather, it could be perfect timing, and I think we'll get some nice grass here within the next week or so, and then that will look lovely. And then that section over there, I've put a few more plants in, and that's what I've decided I'm going to do there, is deck it. Just make a real nice decking area. But in my mind, I've got like a bit like a cowboy saloon kind of thing, you know, the decking outside with the wood and the nice wooden rails and stuff like that, and we've got power there, so we can even rig up some lighting, get some nice seats in there, and it would just be like a really nice chill area to and you've got obviously loads of shade from the lovely tree up there. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, that could be a really nice area. Obviously got the drains there, so you know, got to think of that, but we can just put some trapdoors in the decking so that we can get to them. Put a bit of type 1 or something underneath the decking, because apparently if you leave room under your decking, and that is basically a hotel for things like rats and stuff like that, so I really want to try and pack that out underneath so we don't get too much of that going on under there. And then yeah, so I'll just show you. Look at this Coleus. See how like amazing and how big these get. Look at that. That is crazy. And then another Coleus there. And then these two, a couple of new hydrangeas that I bought the other day, planted them up. And then these are just some heathers that I bought the other day, which I thought I really like these when the sun shines on them. They look fantastic. So yeah, just to add a bit of colour. And then yeah, remember what I was telling you about the hydrangeas with direct sunlight. So if you check this one out, it's a lovely hydrangea. Those flowers should be a lovely bright pinky red colour, but where I had it around the front in that bed, the sun gets to it and just fries it. Yeah, the plant underneath is absolutely fine. Next year it will be absolutely fine, but obviously it doesn't look very good now. That's why I moved it around the back, and then that's why I was saying to you about the big one around the front, but we'll have to see. Rose garden's obviously looking all right. The roses aren't doing much at the moment. I think they're pretty much done for the year, but might get another few come through, we'll see. But mainly now just waiting for that to grass, and then that'll add a bit of colour and look nice. And then this is the workbench, if you remember, that I built, which has actually come in real handy just for putting stuff on, which is all I wanted it for now. And then these, I bought these nice terracotta pots the other day, and I've just potted up some. Everything here I've grown from seed. So you got a couple strawberry plants, and these are a couple coleuses. I'll see if I can get a bit closer so you can see. Yeah, so some strawberry plants there, and coleus, and the ones at the back there, they're coleus as well, but they're called black dragons, and I think they look really cool. So yeah, that one there, and then another one there. So yeah, we'll see how they come on. As you can see, I quite like coleuses because I've got another couple here. I just think they're such pretty plants, and they're like a fiver, and they grow so quickly, so big. I just think they're really good value if you want to just add some colour. Oh, we got a bit of an accident here. So when I bought this one, just show you, this coleus here, I bought this in the sale for like £2 or £2.99 or something, and it had a damaged branch here. And we've had some rain today, and I'm guessing what's happened is the rain has, obviously broke it. So what I might do in a minute is just cut that off, because I don't think that's gonna be savable. The plant will be fine, and they grow, honestly, that will grow back in no time, so I'll just prune that off and that'll be absolutely fine. By the way, can I just say, if you don't know, buying pots for plants, I had no idea how bloody expensive they are. Pots are really expensive. So if you've got any terracotta type pots and you're thinking of throwing them out or whatnot because you don't need them or whatnot, best case scenario or worst case scenario, I would say chuck them up on Facebook Marketplace or something, because they're like, a pot like that's like 30 quid. Crazy. Anyway, there's the Acer bed doing its thing. So this area here where we are now is in pretty much full shade most of the day, because big oak tree overhead. So you need something in here that's going to tolerate shade, and Acers are perfect for that. They don't like the wind, so again the trees act as a nice sort of bit of protection from the wind. It's not perfect for Acers here, but it's pretty close. So that's, apparently in Japan the Acers are like a weed, they're that common, but I think they look really nice. So we got that. And then this is the sunny bed, because this bed does get quite a bit of sun. So what we've got here is the 4 smaller ones in the front of the azaleas, and then we've got at the back there the 3 bigger rhododendrons. So these all kind of like the same thing, so it's always good to try and plant plants together in a bed that like the same conditions. So they all like the same kind of ericaceous compost, and they like to be moist but well drained. So that way it's really good. Whereas if you put something in there that doesn't like moist conditions and likes it dry, then obviously it'd be very difficult to keep that dry while keeping the other plants wet. So it's nice to try and plant things together that like the same kind of conditions. Bit like really when you're trying to watch the football in the living room and the missus wants to watch EastEnders, right? Same sort of problem. Much easier to just have 2 different rooms and 2 different TVs, isn't it? Looking after plants, by the way, is probably about the same as looking after kids, I'd say. They're so needy. But yes, there's another view of the azalea and rhododendrons, and then there's the back of the house and the pathway there. So yeah, looking pretty nice. And then obviously this is the top section, which I have done the path, as you can see. That's all around. Not right up the back there yet, because we're still going to be doing some work up there. But I'm really pleased with the path. It was hard work, a lot of graft, moving a lot of type 1. But yeah, no, even putting the edging down was hard work, but not difficult, just hard work. But it was good fun. And then these trees are lovely as well. At the moment, they're not doing a great deal. There's just little berries on them, and but they still look pretty. And then, you know, around about the same time as the rhododendrons and azaleas will come out, which will be sort of late February, early March next year is when they start to do their thing. What happens with these is they'll start developing lovely pink flowers, and they look a bit like cherry blossoms, and I think they look very nice. And then sort of in between, they just tend to grow fruit berries on, which you definitely can't eat, but they look very nice. So, and then let's just show you the last sort of area around the back. The sun's just setting here now, by the way. So, oh, there's my watering station. So that's where I've got my hose pipes and everything on to water around here, and I've had to run hose pipe over there. Where is it? Sort of, yeah. So that's running all the way down to the back of the house there. Loads of hose pipe and to get water, but you know, you need it to water the plants, obviously. And then this middle section here, by the way, in case you're wondering, the plan is to build sort of like a workshop there, which I still haven't totally decided. Part of me is thinking a workshop for woodwork and stuff like that, but then I'm also thinking man cave, TV, computer, video games, you know, just yeah, basically a man cave. Even like a nice little bar in there, you know, and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll have to see. That's going to be like the last thing we do anyway. And then yeah, this little fella down here I bought the other day. So that's a Berberis. And I thought this looked really cool. It's got thorns on it, so you want to be a little bit careful about how you handle it. But to me, it looked like a sort of Japanesey bonsai type tree. But I think it will. The leaves, it will change colour. It will go green eventually. But when it's red like that, I just think it looks really nice. So I like that one a lot. And then these are some zinnias, which I've grown these from seed. So those ones there. Now, if you can see, like this one here, see how that's bending over? It's because it got a bit too leggy, a bit too long. Really what it wants, I'm just waiting to see when this flower comes out here. It looks like it's going to be a nice red one, and then once that comes out and finishes off, I'm going to cut that off, probably either here or here, and then, you know, that will then grow on more flowers and hopefully bush out a little bit. So that's that. And then this will give you an idea. These are two zinnias that I grew on as well from seed. So you got this one here, pink one. So again, it's definitely too leggy, so that needs cutting off, probably down here, but it's developing side shoots now, which is nice. So once that goes over that flower, I'll cut that off, and that will come on nicely. And then we've got a darker pink over here, which is this one. And again, you can see they're way too leggy, so once the flower goes over, I'll just cut it back just above the shoots down there, and then hopefully we'll start getting more flowers come out of that. Now, the area behind me here is where we're going to build the garden shed. Me and Russ, hopefully next year, if we get time, next summer, build a nice garden shed. Want to put some sleepers across the bottom here, so that we can make a step up to the shed, and then also use the sleepers to retain some soil so that we can level it off, build a base, and have a nice garden shed there. And then I've got an IBC tank up there, so I can put some guttering around that and start collecting rainwater as well, so that you can use that to water the plants, because there's all sorts of reasons why you should use rainwater. It's more beneficial, the plants prefer that to our terrible tap water, and also it just helps in every way, right? Conserving water. So it's free, it falls from the sky, and it's better quality. So you want to try and collect that and use that if you can, right? Be responsible people, you know? Right. And then last of all, so this I built out of some spare pallets from next door neighbour and some leftover slats, bits of wood that I had. originally I was going to use it as a compost bin and try and make my own compost, because at the time I was doing my propagating and I was getting into all that, and I was like, yeah, compost, that'd be really good, because compost is expensive. But yeah, nah, not going to do that, because I'd have to get a greenhouse, and yeah, no. So what I'm going to use that for is that fleece that I told you about earlier in the video. Going to wrap that around there. Might put a shelf in there, depends on the size of the plants I want to put in there, and then I can put plants in there and with the fleece wrapped around it, and then hopefully that might protect some of them from the frost, because I don't have a greenhouse or anything. Let's see how that goes. Same with the workbench. I'm going to put some of that fleece stuff around that as well, and then I can put some plants underneath that in the winter months, and might just protect them from the frost. We'll have to see. If it doesn't, then not the end of the world, but might as well give it a go, because we've got some nice plants now. It's worth giving it, trying to save them. And then yeah, so that's rubbish in there. It's a ton bag and another ton bag here, which not quite full yet. So when they're full, I've got a couple of top guys, Tom, that will come and take that away for me, get rid of that, so we clear this space off, ready for the shed. The only other thing that I've got is I've got a little bag of like builder sand here, which, to be honest, that can probably go with this. It's probably no good anymore. It's been there a while now. And then hey, how you doing? And then we've got a bag of shingle there, which shingle is always handy for drainage and stuff. So I need to put a little bit more of that top up around the house, so I'll probably use some of that for that. And then obviously when we build the shed here, we could probably dig like a little trench bit like we've done with the house around the shed, and put some of that shingle in it. I've also got some drainage pipe over there, maybe even use that. So have a nice trench around it, so that the water has somewhere to run to and doesn't just sit around the bottom of the shed and rot that. And then that's about it for now. And then obviously that's the sun setting over there. Don't know if you can just about make Sway Tower out, maybe from between them. Can you see Sway Tower there? It's just between them trees. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe just about, just kind of right where the sun is. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, but yeah, this is my favourite time of the day, I think. Sunset and sunrise, I guess. They're both really quiet, peaceful, relaxing times. It's not never too hot, never too cold. Always a nice breeze. You see all the birds either getting up or going to bed. Cows are just about to call it a night. And then yeah, it's just very relaxing. I absolutely love it here. So that's why it's definitely worth putting all the effort in that we've been doing to make it as nice as possible, because this is home. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your people's valuable time. Hope you're all doing well, and hopefully we'll catch up with some of you very soon. And yeah, I hope you like this video, and if you've got any questions, I'm not an expert by any means, but I'm always down to learn or try and help. So if you want to ask me any questions, I'll see if I can help you out. I just had to make another quick edit to the video, because coming back down I completely missed it. But look at that beautiful rainbow. I don't know if it shows up on the video or not, but if I come maybe sort of down here, that looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know if you can, let me see if I can bend that back a bit, and then no, I think it wants to come more that way. Let's see. Can you see the rainbow? Don't know if it shows up on the video or not, but yeah, that looks absolutely beautiful. I just spotted that coming back down. I don't know if it shows up or not, but there we go. So if that's not a sign, I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's a pot of gold waiting for me at the end of that, right? In the meantime, look after yourselves, one another, take care. Steve out. See you soon.